For 250 years, black labor produced value, cotton, tobacco, capital for banks, insurers, and finance trade. That was extracted rather than paid. That wealth became inherited land, businesses, and capital for white families and white institutions. Enslaved people started emancipation with essentially zero assets, even though in 1865, over half of America's GDP was tied to extracted labor or the derivatives thereof. The broken promise of Reconstruction, the plan to redistribute land to freed people, the origin of the 40 acres and a mule was reversed. Most freedmen ended up in sharecropping agreements that kept them in debt to landowners, a system that functionally was similarly to modern predatory lending traps. Jim Crow era exclusion, roughly 1880 to the 1960s. This is a period that many economic historians emphasize as much as slavery because it's more recent and better documented. Convict leasing and discriminatory policing extracted labor after slavery's formal end. New Deal programs excluded domestic and agricultural workers, disproportionately black people, from Social Security and minimum wage protections. FHA redlining, all the way from the 1920s to 1960s, blocked back families from federally backed mortgage programs, just as suburban homeownership became the main vehicle for middle-class wealth building in America. GI Bill benefits after World War II were administered locally. Thus, many black veterans were denied the same mortgage and education benefits that their white veteran counterparts received. Why this still shows up today? Home equity and inheritance are the two biggest drivers of the current racial wealth gap. Median black household wealth is roughly 15 to 20% of median white household wealth. Since housing wealth and college funding are often tied to home equity or inheritance, this compounds over generations. Exclusions that ended with in-living memory, not ancient history, still shape starting points today. That is why a statue put here in 1916, inside the lifetime of my grandmother, is still a problem. It's not ancient history. And the words that are written on it don't have an end date. Confederate traitors are not patriots. They don't deserve to be celebrated for the one thing we know they did that was evil: fighting to keep people in chains.